hot lap at Paul Ricard starts 2 corners before the last. You really need to keep the car tight here to open up the last corner. Really important to get a good drive. And you can run all the way out to the cut markers anywhere you see them on the outside there. You really want to wring the neck of this thing, push the revs as far as you can because they're not fast. Coming into turn 1, you're looking for the curb, braking just after it starts, not too late or you'll run wide. Try and get as tight an apex as you can to really open up this right, and try and take as little curb as possible. As you can see, the car gets loose if you take too much. You hug the left down this short straight, looking for the 100-metre board, braking just after it, getting the tightest apex you can, little blip of throttle to stabilise the car through the left, and then an early entry tight through this right-hander to open up the run onto the back straight. Going to come off the throttle here and stay as tight as you can to get maximum drive through this fast right-left section onto the long back straight. During the race, this will be a perfect opportunity to have a sip of drink, you know, stretch, unwind a little. Slipstreaming is going to be very, very important. It can be worth 7 or 8 kilometres an hour in these cars. Coming up here, you want to look for the start of the ripple strip on the left, braking just as it starts after the 100 board, hugging the right and on the gas as fast as you can. You can run really wide here as long as you don't hit those markers, then braking in between the last 2 light poles on the right to try and get a nice smooth run through this double right, just using a little bit of throttle to stay stable and open up the run down here. For this left-hander, you want to brake just as you see the curbing on the left out the window. Try not to go too tight or too wide. I went a bit tight there and killed my exit. And that opens you up for the run into the last complex where you want to brake just after the end of the curb. Keep the car nice and tight, hug this curb, then brake just after you see the hash markers flash past on the left to set you up through the right and a run down to the line. And that is how you do a 212.9 in the M2.
Welcome everyone to Austeam Racing's Race 2 of the BMW M2 Teams Challenge. On screen we've just got Ellis going around during practice. He's been hopping in between a few of the other drivers. I'm joined today by Simon's driver from the GT3, teamed up with Walter for H1.
At this point, unfortunately not returning for H2.
Is that just a issue with the gear issue or something?
Yeah, if we can get the wheel fixed, I might join back in, but at the moment, no steering, no go.
That's unfortunate. We had some good races there between the GT4s and the GT3s and stuff.
I think I'll have to rent a wheel if they bring back the GT4 series.
Is that fun?
I can't miss out on that.
I do miss it. And I guess the BMW is a bit like the GT4 cars in that sense. It does have that kind of that. It's a bit slower. It's a bit, different than the GT3 cars. A lot less aero. They're a bit fun to drive. Terribly boring to hot lap. I'll tell you that. But good fun to race.
I feel it'd be better to race for the fact that the single make series is going to make things a lot more interesting because you're not going to have cars with favorite tracks.
Yeah.
And saying that, these cars are a lot closer to road cars, so you're not going to be able to take as many aggressive moves with these cars.
But at the same time, you'll probably be forced to take some aggressive moves because of how close they are.
I'm not sure if they'll even allow it. Like, I'm pretty sure aggressive moves with these, just due to their limitations, would cause you more grief than really actually gaining anything. It's really going to be out of the corner runs and just holding that pace, keeping the momentum up.
Yeah, getting in behind the car in front and hoping for a mistake is probably the best way to get past someone here in the safest way possible.
I suppose worst case scenario, they could use our tactics from Zolder in the GT4s and just send it.
It worked. I'll give it that. Sometimes. It worked sometimes.
There was a lot of dive bombs and, well, they're already getting a bit pushy here. Just trying to get around each other, even in practice, they're using a bit more of the track than they're supposed to be.
And that's why we love it.
Be interesting to see how these cars hold up after that long straight. Because in the GT3s, you can kind of just hold a lot of speed due to the downforce, but with these with a lot less downforce, I'm not sure if they'll be able to hold as much.
Especially in the toe, it will be quite interesting having a lot of cars up ahead of you, how much time you gain on that straight.
Well, it seems like it's affecting the front end grip quite a lot. When the cars are getting close to each other, they seem to be going off track quite a lot. It must be a fair bit taken off them. $2:15, some pretty good times.
Yeah, a couple 15s at the moment. A 2:17 and a 2:18. There's a 2:14 there as well. I don't think that lap counted as it's not on the leaderboard there.
Ellis there has an invalid lap, 2:14.
Oh, there we go. He just did a 2:13.9. Ellis.
Got the tyres warm, obviously.
Got them nice and toasty. Got all the grip back. Because these cars, remember, they don't have the tyre blankets on them. So those tyres come out of the pits stone cold. Even at the start of the race.
I wonder how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Like, I remember after when the M4 was just brought in, they they changed the tyre model a bit, and once you lost the heat, you just could not get it back in there. So I wonder if it's going to be very difficult to get these warm.
Shouldn't take too long to get it, but we have seen issues, you know, getting tyre temp on some tracks and some cars.
Luckily, at the moment, it's 32 degrees on track, so it's
Ooh, nice and
that'll
toasty.
help. It's Queensland Winter's Day.
So, see free practice come to an end here.
Seems a lot of drivers didn't really want to set much in the way of times. Maybe they're saving their tyres for the race.
Well, yeah, so they only have 3 sets of tyres for the whole event. So you wouldn't see many going out during practice, I'd hope not. And the ones that do probably, well, either just to scrub the tyres and either use them in quali, as just a quali tyre, because there are 4 events here, not including practice. You got 2 qualifying and 2 races.
Gonna be interesting to see what they do.
Well, we've got qualifying.
It's a shame we
now,
can't.
so...
It's a shame we don't have the data to see what tyres they're using.
that is a shame, isn't it? I mean, I can see who has made pit stops, but that's about it.
Unfortunately, that doesn't tell us what we need to know. Very busy on track straight away. Everyone's, even though they've got 19 minutes, they all want to go out together.
Yeah, I'd be sitting back here. I'd be waiting it out a bit. Let these guys run in, rubber up the track a bit, and then hit that lap time later. Because you're only going to have limited running on this tyre.
Also, the length of the track, you've got plenty of time to wait, even like half a lap, and you should be able to get at least some clean air, where you've got a few seconds between you and the guy in front.
Yeah.
To build yourself up.
It's probably a force of habit from running in the GT3 series, where you have a few more tyres to use in quali.
I think everyone has the same mindset of, it's alright, I'll just go around the slower drivers. And then, it's a shame we don't have mics on them, because you'd definitely hear them screaming when they realise they can't get around them because they're in a bad spot.
So, Harnett is going to be the one to start the first flying lap. You got Bracefield just behind him.
Jeremy's somewhat leading a pack. It's a bit slippery for him at the moment.
I think actually there's someone in between. I think Leonard Scott is in between Bracefield and Harnett. So for those of us just, joining us for the first time, you will notice the cars they're painted in there's only 3 different liveries in this series. That's because there are only 3 teams racing. Each team has about 5 to 6 drivers in it. Some, of course, couldn't make the event, so they're not here, and points are averaged out between drivers. But you will see there is a black team, a gold team, and a white team. The easiest way to tell is the wheel color, or as you can see on the back, it tells you what team they are. Now this makes for some interesting tactics during the race, because if you're in a group with your teammates, you're not going to try and push too hard to gain positions ahead of them, unless obviously there have been talks about team orders quietly between the drivers. Of course, we don't know that. They all have their own chats that they speak between, share their setups.
Sure, Jeremy, if he Jeremy will be pushing for those.
Oh yeah. but at Zandvoort in the previous race, he did end up getting tapped and spun around, and he ended up behind a slower teammate who moved out of their way to let him pass quite easily, and then they just sped through the pack. So it brings out interesting new tactics, interesting new ways to drive the car. It's not just, I have to get the position in front of me every single time. You got to think a bit more tactically, like how can I use my position to protect where I am. So you see, Harnett has done a 2:14.6. Leonard Scott just beating him out with a lower 2:14.6. And Walter's just done a 2:12.7.
Jesus Christ. This is a lot different to the practice times we were seeing.
Exactly, yeah. What were they? 2:13 was the quickest in practice we saw.
I'm thinking the best I saw on my pit board was like 2:14s. I think they've been sandbagging hard.
Oh, going out on the wet tyres to save those dry tyres.
Oh, that's God. It seems Gold have a better placement at the moment.
Yeah, so currently Gold Team is leading. They're just ahead on points, and because points are averaged, the gaps between the teams are very close, and they could change pretty massively.
Got some reasonable drivers in Gold. None of the general front runners, except for maybe Bracefield, but most of them are really strong mid-pack drivers.
Yeah, so the teams are actually designed to have one or two drivers from the front of the GT3 series, and then the rest are midfield to back markers. So the teams have been organised to be quite even in that perspective.
Seems like Jeremy needs to start doing some training with the other drivers.
Specifically on the black team, because you don't want to give away too many secrets to your rivals.
There seems to be a lot of gold in tonight. Seems a lot of the black team haven't turned up.
How many on the black team do we have?
I can see 5 at the
6.
moment.
There's currently 6.
My pit board's a little screwy. So Gavin Chat,
There, everyone
Is
can
Mark-
see the times at the moment. As we approach about 2 minutes away from midway through qualifying.
for some reason my pit board's rendering as Gavin Chat as a gold driver, and then saying he's a black driver.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
So 5 drivers
Maybe.
are currently yet to set a time. I don't know if well, everyone except for Phillips has been out on track as well. 3 laps set by most people on the grid. Phillips.
I feel
seeming
like
to
Phillips is either waiting or is he gonna?
I
Well,
would
he's
say
like just left
he's
the pits.
waiting. He's waiting for track to clear up, and
I was wondering if he was gonna go for the from the back challenge. Phillips is quite strong in the GT3s. I'm not sure how he's going to go in these cars. A lot less grip.
well, Phillips is out on track, so he's probably felt it is time. He's going quite slow. He's dragging the brakes a fair bit, so we think this is probably going to be a hot lap.
Maybe warming up those tyres.
Yeah, we can see the weaving on the straight.
He's probably closed the brake ducts as well and trying to keep as much temperature in there as he can.
got
Might have
plenty
to
of
do
free
some,
track ahead of him as well, so if he's going for it, it should be a good lap.
It seems like only Mini Sanders is going to be in front of him, and is Mini Sanders going to be driving slower, or is he saving up for a hot lap as well?
Where is Mini on track? Oh, he's just ahead.
Might have to have a chat with Mini about track limits. Things he's been exploring.
Well, he has
Well,
Mini on a hot lap, so... Oh, that was a hot lap. 2:17 he puts in. Yeah, we'll stick with Phillips for the moment as he goes around for his lap.
Cars definitely do look a lot slower on the straight.
They are very slow, yes. And the straight in these cars is very long. Got a car stopped on the
cruise
straight
control.
at the moment.
Might be resetting to pits, or maybe
Yeah,
some
they've
issues.
just gone off to the pits. That was Clown. Don't know if he was just pulling over or had a bit of a spin, but I'd imagine he just pulled over. I don't know how you'd be able to spin halfway down the straight.
I suppose if there's a wheel, there's a way, but we'd hope that the drivers have nailed going straight at this point.
It's kind of a prerequisite.
I wonder if Phillips stepped away to make a cup of coffee or something, and that's straight. He's got plenty of time.
He's probably got one in the car.
Probably why he didn't come out the pit so early. He was waiting on the delivery.
He's making his cappuccino.
I'm sure with these being closer to road cars, they probably still have the cup holder. Really hard to tell by looking at them. You know, is this a fast lap? Is this a slow lap? Because they're just, when there's no other visual reference of another car, they just look like they're cruising.
Yeah, well, I think Phillips ran a bit wide on one of the corners because that lap did not count.
I think it might have been in that back section just before the long right-hander. He seemed to go off track a little bit there. He might have just gone a little too far.
Must be just a bit. Because he did really
Even
he
so,
did
it was
pull
only
out of that.
2:15.
Yeah, he pulled out of that lap a fair bit to the end there.
It seems like he is going for another one. He does have the room.
Yeah, so now is 6 minutes left. He's got to put in a lap soon.
So far, the only driver not to set one.
And a couple cars gone back to the pits. I think they're probably done for this session. Not wanting to use up too much of that tyre.
Overall, from about 3rd to 12th was a really good split time. A few hundreds between each driver.
1.7 seconds covering a lot of them.
Between 6th and 7th, there is
1 second.
1,000th of a second.
Oh yes.
They're doing quite well.
Yeah, Luke and Jimbo very, very close to each other. Sven actually also not far off.
Seems to be the sweet spot in times at the moment.
So here we go. Phillips coming round on the straight. This lap will count. 4/10 behind Walter with a 2:13 point. Walter's gone and done a 2:12.
He's actually been running a few 212s. He's
Wow.
showing off at this point.
I missed that. Too busy focused on Phillips.
A 212.787 is his best time at the moment. Previous to that was 212.997. So he's doing quite well.
Yeah. Phillips 4/10 behind. And that's P2 currently. At this rate,
Brought it up a bit.
yeah, at this rate, I think Walter might take pole position.
I think at the moment Walter would be pretty well safe, because if I was Phillips, I would just save my tyres.
Yes. I wouldn't bother going out there. You've got 4/10 buffer to Ellis behind you. And Ellis is sitting in the pits, not coming out.
With that run, it's pretty much guaranteed front of the grid. So I'd just call it there, save those tyres. Jeremy's just going to continue to eat through what he has.
Mini has put in a good time as well with a 2:14.9.
It's looking a lot better than it was before, with a
2:17,
lot
I
of
believe.
off-track excursions.
Yeah. It's just
How's
a
Mini
bit off.
adapting to this? He's I remember racing with Mini a while ago. He was quick, but he wasn't consistent. Hopefully his consistency is coming along. He's got the skill. He just didn't have the consistency, or in some situations he was a bit scared to kind of push where he could have. So hopefully he's come a long way from there.
I have been racing with him in a separate league in the Porsche Cup cars with very heavy ballasts. So I think I have about 900 kilos of ballast in my Porsche. It's a slug on the straight.
Did you have to get toe suspension fitted for that?
Hey, the car is cranked all the way high, like all the way as high as it can go, and it's still bottoming out.
Jesus Christ.
But it has been
That's a
good
lot of
fun.
ballast.
Yeah, but it's good fun because you have to defend in places you wouldn't think you'd need to defend, because the cars that are coming at you, they're coming so quick down the straights.
That was just an insane amount of ballast. How do you go braking with that? Like,
Very early.
well, they put it in the front, then you've got probably better weight distribution.
Probably. Bracefield is currently 3/10 up on his lap best. So let's jump over on in.
You might just edge out Ellis.
It's going to be close. But if you look at the laps some of these cars have put in, some of these drivers, they've really done a lot of laps on these tyres.
It's a bit confusing why they're pushing 7-8 laps on a set of tyres when you've got 4 sessions to do.
And only
And
3
the races aren't that short.
35-minute
Oh.
race.
You want to pro set for that second run.
But remember, qualifying 2 is only 4 minutes long. So they could potentially qualify on the same set they're racing on. Bracefield's lost a lot of time in that last sector. He's still probably gonna edge out his best, but don't know if he's gonna quite beat Ellis. We'll see how he gets out here. Oh, it's gonna be really close. It's gonna be really close. Oh, a 10th. 1/10 in it.
Very close. So 692. Not quite enough. Good run though. It's gonna secure in that spot.
Phillips is up his last lap. There's a bit of a traffic here. Oh, they're team members.
There'll be some angry words in that chat.
That could have been a tow. That was Ellis ahead, who went straight ahead after the straight. That could have been tactics that we just witnessed.
Well, if he can get ahead, then he can. Oh, it looks like
It hasn't paid off. He's down a 10th now.
coming out of that end of that straight though, it looked like he went way too wide. So I feel like he may have lost the time there. Used the tow, but then forgot how much the tow really affects the front end of his car.
And he doesn't improve.
So far, it's going to be a decent race. I know that Phillips is quite good in the race, so it'll be interesting to see how much he can pressure Jeremy. It seems it was a tactic by the messages in the chat.
Yep. Very interesting. We see the team playing their team game.
Waiting to get a message from Jeremy like, hey, you need to race next fortnight? Just for the tow.
So,
Gear up for the race.
yeah, we got the race up now. They're just getting their cars ready.
Mandatory 20-second break for Jim to go to the toilet.
There's no pit stops. This is a straight out sprint, so better get it done now. So we think Phillips is in a pretty good spot here.
Unfortunately, I've lost all my data. Reset straight away. So judging by the times, he's got the pace to keep up with Jeremy.
Yes,
He's got the ability to
definitely.
pressure him as well.
So we'll see what happens with it.
If Jeremy can get away from him in the start, I feel like that's going to be race over. So as soon as Jeremy gets away from pressure, he's gone.
So we'll see what happens. first turn. Even by the time we get onto that straight.
Green light, show them what you got.
They're off. Race 1. Looks like both the front guys have got quite good starts.
Fortunately, I'm a little delayed, so... Quite favourable for Jeremy for the defending at the start there. He's able to that first corner on the inside. It's good to see it was clean.
Kept it very clean so far. Jeremy already getting out to quite a good lead here.
If he gets away, I feel like he's just going to run.
Both of them are now a
has to use that
second
draft.
ahead of Ellis.
Maybe Ellis has team orders to hold up the people behind him and
Got,
give Philip some space to work.
got Bracefield and Ellis going side by side down the straight.
They might just be pulling up for a chat to get through it.
Bit of a shuffle there.
I'd
Oh,
honestly
no.
prefer to be out of the draft in that corner. Right.
Skinny Luke has had a bit of an incident there. I think he got tapped.
It's going to be some penalty points.
See what happens. They're getting very close back there.
It looked like there was a bit of a touch. For a few different drivers, there's a bit of a touch and a bit of wiggle. So.
Yeah. Definitely going under review for that.
They've opened up a massive gap in one lap.
1.5 seconds from Bracefield to Phillips.
Jeremy is 2.2 ahead of Bracefield. Sitting, probably like 0.2 at the start. That's a long way to pull out. As long as Jeremy gets out of that toe, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to run away with it. And it'll just be down to potential back markers causing an issue.
Yeah. Meaty Sanders has just gained a pit position on Lockie Bevis.
Then we had a spin out from Howes in the chicanes, turn 1, turn 2.
Side by side down the straight.
A lot of different lines happening at the moment. It'd be interesting to see if everyone starts to figure out the good one or if it's just be constant changing. That must be a difficult pass to time. You're such a long straight.
Yeah.
When do you pull out of that draft and try and go for it?
Phillips has just set the fastest lap. The previous lap, he was quickest, I think. Phillips sitting on the fastest lap currently. Scott's gone off the track. Don't know if he's been pushed off there. Takes out a braking marker as he comes back on.
Some people are going to be very annoyed at that.
Got a bit of a in-team fight on here. Phillips is still hanging on to the back of Walter. Walter just can't seem to get away.
Got a good spread of fastest sectors. Bracefield's fastest in Sector 1. Phillips is fastest in Sector 2. Jeremy's fastest in Sector 3.
Yeah. Bracefield's still pretty far behind that front. Phillips now 3/10 behind the leader.
Currently, Phillips with the fastest lap of 2:13.41, behind Jeremy's 2:13.44.
Very
Bracefield
close.
is at 2:13.7. Very reasonable lap times going on. 13s and 14s are still going right up to 7th.
Mini just behind Lucky Bev's here. Can we see a pass at the end of this straight? I think we can.
Jimbo's just taken Hayden.
Oh, I think Mini's just backed out of it there. Just got a bit spooked. He goes real deep.
I see what Minnie's doing there. So Minnie's trying to just show him the nose, just to try and bait him into doing something silly.
Which worked. Lockie went real deep. Lost a lot of time. Came out a couple corners later with a really bad exit.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes the other drivers just take your nose off for trying.
Now we'll see if his teammate Skinny Luke can catch up to Lockie here. Do the same thing.
Jeez, we're getting quick now. Walter's done a 1:13.100.
Phillips still ahead with a 2:13.0.
9/10 of a second faster. He's really starting to pull out the stops. In saying that though, he doesn't have the fastest, like the purple sectors everywhere. Jeremy's still the fastest in that final sector.
Phillips still the fastest in that middle sector.
Oh,
Jeremy now fastest in sectors 1 and 3.
Phillips has just taken sector 3 away from him. 58.7. Jeremy's decided to answer. He's dropped another 0.004 of a second off.
Welcome to the stream, Nate. You supporting anyone? Lockie Bevis is still on the tail of Mini Sanders.
And he wants that position back.
Yeah. And they seem to be
Maybe
dropping
upset.
Skinny Luke off a bit. He's dropped back now at 1.3 behind Bevis. If we see these two fighting a lot, Skinny Luke can catch up again.
His last lap time was faster than both the other two. Full second faster than Lockie. 1,000th of a second faster than Mini. So he is. He's got the pace, it's just can he keep the consistency to keep going?
He's a lot closer now after that little bit of a fight. Phillips still within a second of Walter.
Bit of an incident there going. To be involving Howes again and Bones. Geez, there was quite a lot of incidents there. We got a flag for accidents involving 25, 15, 10, 17, and 24. All at the same time stamp.
Could it just been a bit of door rubbing or something?
It seemed there was spinning cars, so with yellow flags out. It's the second incident involving us today. Not having a good run by the look of it.
This mid pack is quite close.
Quite large as well. Usually it's 2, 3, maybe 4 cars. It's huge.
You also see Ellis gaining on Hunt at head.
Arnott must have had a bit of issues on the track. He's 3 seconds slower last lap than last pack. Racefield with the fastest first sector now. Very close lap times between Walter and Phillips. Seems like Phillips is slowing down a little bit though. It's 1.2.
Skinny Luke is right on the back of Bevis here.
He has been doing consistently faster lap times, so he should have.
Skinny Luke's going to be on the outside here. He'll have the better line, but he won't have that corner. Lockie just gets it back for the next corner.
Incident issues there for me.
three-way battle here. This battle's happening all over the damn place.
It seems to be the perfect cars to be racing in. Everyone's really getting into it. Not getting too many
Make
people.
the corner. Just holds him out.
It was such a big mid-pack. You can see everyone holding up together and keeping up.
Sven, that's one of the new drivers to join the series as well.
I'm seeing a few new names here. Haven't been on in a little while. I haven't seen Skinny Luke before. Seen Leonard Scott.
Oh, it's been an incident. Yeah, we'll see this incident between Bevis and... Ooh, just tap there. That was Sven just tapping the back of Bevis.
They're just a bit too aggressive for the amount of error they have in braking.
And after all that, Phillips is still within a second of Walter.
Looking at their times at the moment, they've both backed off by about half a second. I think they're both conserving at the moment. I reckon it's going to come down to the last 5 minutes or so, then they're going to turn on the burners.
Whoever's used up least of their tyres.
Seems to be quite a lot of rubber on the outside of the track, so it's going to be hard to tell.
Renault takes it up the inside there. Sitting ahead of Harnett. Now he's got nearly 7 seconds to gain up to Bracefield ahead. That's if he doesn't defend. And Skinny Luke here, closing in very closely on Bevis again. He's going to go for the same move. It looks like he's had a bit of a snap of oversteer there coming out of that corner. He's just dropped back down. And another little incident there. See what happened here with Jimbo. That's unfortunate. Now Jimbo's now just ahead of Lee Sanders. These are teammates that are fighting for this position, so we'd hope that they don't come into contact with each other. And the best thing here for them would be to use their position, work together to gain on those two cars ahead, both on white team, Harley and Brennan.
Not too much of a gap. They could use their draft to catch up, but then again, those two teammates might be using their draft as well.
We've now got Jimbo coming up right behind Harley. Very close.
Jimbo's seeing
Sanders
red.
just behind, less than a second behind.
Jimbo's now seeing red. He's starting to push.
Especially after that little incident.
Jimbo sees red very quickly, but he's very composed when he does.
So after all this, currently the closest battle is these two, the leaders. 4/10. These two have been going strong the whole race.
Seem to be hovering around that mid 213. Fast enough to keep pulling away from third, but maybe conserving some tyres. Probably not though, knowing Holter.
I'd hope they'd be going for it.
I feel like Phillips is just going to be sitting there and biding his time, keeping him within a certain time frame.
Waiting for that
Noticing
mistake
it.
to happen.
I feel like Phillips is going to have to force it. But you see, he's not trying to really look. He's just trying to keep smooth.
I believe that's Sven just ahead. They're about to approach to the lap. And he is on Sven ahead on track. He's on the black team. Same team as Walter, so I hope that he can get out of his way pretty quick.
Hopefully in good racing
Ooh,
spirits.
oh
there's
no!
pass the box.
Phillips has he's made a blunder of it. Just gets a bit of oversteer and just can't hold it. Just gets turned around. And now he's 6.5 seconds behind Walter.
It's just that curve that made him a little.
We've got Bracefield
Just a
half a
bit
second
slow.
behind him now. Bracefield's going to be seeing that as an easy position to get now. He'll be knowing that his tyres are probably a little bit hotter. Probably push him a bit harder.
I feel like that may be the kick in the arse that Phillips needs to start really showing what he's made of.
Yeah, but 11 minutes left to gain 7 seconds.
Starting to run into a bit of traffic now, so might be able to gain a couple of those due to traffic, but I don't reckon he'll lose second. I reckon he's going to push a lot harder.
We'll see what Bracefield can do.
Bracefield is a lot more aggressive than the other drivers I've found, so he might push his way through. As you can see in some of the braking areas, he gets really close.
Yeah, he's definitely not letting Phillips get away from him.
Problem being he's using it all in the braking zone. He's not trying to keep that momentum for the straights where he could actually use it to pass. You see it as he comes out of the corners. You got Bracewell gets a little bit of a slide and it just kind of opens that gap up again, and Phillips can just kind of drive away and start to reduce that draft.
Yeah, Phillips is just smoother.
Braceford sees the position he wants and he's just doing everything in his power to get there. It's a bit more
Brute
hindering.
force tactic.
Me working the GT4 is not sure about these guys.
Let's see how he gains here on the straight. If he gains.
Phillips is noticeably a lot more cautious about the curbs now though.
Didn't gain too much over that straight.
He's just too far out to get a decent draft.
Yeah, now we can see Bracefield is just slightly dropping off the back of him.
Just that small difference between the smoothness of each driver. Bracefield's sacrificing a lot of time out of the corners because he's braking so late. He's trying to push so deep.
Well, he sees second place just ahead of him. Very much within reach.
That kind of time where you've got to really think about your points and just hit your points perfectly. You can't be pushing the car the way he is because he's losing time where he needs to be gaining it. Just a little bit earlier on the brakes, bring that car in, keep that momentum up. He would go so much better.
Skinny Luke is still sitting off the back of Lockie as well. Hasn't been able to make it past him.
Lockie drives anything like his dad, he's going to be hard to pass.
We did see Mini Sanders make his way past.
I feel like Mini's little tactics there of just kind of shotting in the nose and just getting him a little bit stressed really helped him out there.
Yeah, it just put Lockie in a really bad position. Just gave Mini the free track just to go send it through.
I feel like Luke here just needs to start showing the nose, just make his intentions clear that he wants to go. He might be able to scare his way past.
Bracefield is kind of closed up again on Phillips. Don't know if there was a little mistake there, because that gap was at a second. I saw it get down to 3/10 just a moment ago.
I feel like Phillips he's driving a little bit paranoid at the moment. You can see a lot of his curb usage is.
Well, he knows that
he's
one
afraid of it.
small mistake, Bracefield is going to pounce, take that position.
The lap after he had his incident, he came through the same curbs and he hit them just a little bit, and you saw that wiggle and that hesitation.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's scared himself now, so he's going to be trying to avoid everything, which is it's going to hinder him in some corners, make it harder for him to gain the time.
Jimbo right on the rear bumper of Harley.
Interesting to see if Jimbo's going to try and take the pass or if he's going to
I reckon he would.
Hold out.
Either that or keep making Harley defend so that Mini Sanders behind can catch up. And that's two positions for a gold team.
I feel like he's just gonna bide his time, so he has to defend. For a little
I
bit
don't know,
less
it looks like
time.
he's really wanting to go for it.
Jim's good at the overtaking part. He lacks a little bit in the defense. He's been known not to use his mirrors or look. I feel like for him it'd be better to just kind of keep that pressure on, wear him out, and then just take him at the last couple of minutes. Just walk away with it once you've tired him out. If you keep him stressed for 5 minutes, he's gonna wear out. He's not gonna want to try and fight back for it. He's not getting too much off the draft either, which is a shame. It's right at the end of the straight where they start to really do anything, and it's almost too late to really make moves. He's definitely run away with it.
Bracefield's really dropped off the back of Phillips' head. Oh, what happened there? Jimbo just cut across the track. I think he got so fed up of fighting for that position.
In the toe late on the brakes, and then just decided to keep it.
Yeah. Well, he's got to give that position back. Should see that on the straight here.
I'm pretty sure by the severity of that cut, he's probably going to get a time penalty from that, at least. Rear drive through or a 30-second stop go, which that'll be race ending.
Yeah. He's got to give that position back. Harley going really wide down there.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap.
I
Give
feel
it a
like he's
final push.
definitely got a penalty, so he's gonna run with it and try and gain as much time as he can. He has to get it all back.
Harley really wants that position back. You can really see him pushing hard.
He's using a lot of the track.
At this point, if I was him,
jump on
I'd just
though.
cut the track to get the position back.
Oh, he's definitely going way out of track limits. I'm waiting for the radio call to track limits, Lewis. He's kind of going a little bit overboard. He's probably going to hinder himself there. He might even cop a penalty as well, which Jimmy's either going to cop a penalty from that, from the actual
Definitely a penalty
or
coming his way.
one of the ATR stewards is definitely going to flag him on that. There's no way he'll get away with that.
Andy will definitely protest that.
Well, May's going for that corner again. Jimmy didn't try and go for a second one.
Extend the lead. So we should see Harley get the position back here. But the problem was it wasn't handed back to him. He's had to fight for that position back.
There's definitely a similar instance to this in the past.
I think Jimbo's
Drivers
going to
are-
continue fighting him as well.
I don't think Jimbo's going to give it up. Like,
Oh my god. Oh, they've touched as well. Harley goes out
Leader
real...
has finished the race.
very aggressive fight for a position that should not be contested.
Exactly. There's definitely a penalty coming his way.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimbo's definitely going to be sent to the sin bin for this one.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just hand him a 30-second time penalty post-race.
Honestly, I would be amazed if you got away with that.
Well, Walter came in first.
I know that's expected after that issue with Phillips. It's just there's no coming back from that.
Then you've got your finishing positions there.
We've got finishing positions, but I don't have any adjustment for penalties or anything like that.
No, I don't think that's been factored in yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jimbo tumbles down the order.
I can't believe he got out of that with no penalty at all. Ah.
Definitely be viewed by the stewards.
Yeah. There's sheer balls on this movement. Alright, man, I'm unfortunately gonna have to leave.
That's alright. Take care.
This COVID stuff is kicking my ass. Thanks for letting me join the commentary box.
It's alright. It was very good having you here.
Hopefully next time I have the stuff installed so that I can actually join along with you. Alright, till next time.
Catch you later.
Bye.
So for those of the rest of us here, we still have another qualifying session and another race to come. Which should be interesting, because this next qualifying session is only 4 minutes. They don't have long at all to set a lap time. So it's going to be a bit of a rush to get out there. Welcome back. We're now on qualifying 2. This is a really short qualifying session. 4 minutes they've got to go out, set a lap, and get that lap as a valid lap and a good lap too. Now remember, they've only had 3 sets of tyres for the entire session, for all 4 sessions. So that includes practice, quali, the first race, second practice, this quali, and the next race. So it'll be interesting to see what tactics everyone has used regarding tyre use. I think there'll be some varying tactics here. Do they use one set only for quali and the 2 other sets just for the race? Or do they, join up the tyres on what they want to do? We don't know, but it'll be good to find out. So unfortunately Simon's had to leave us after race 1, but I am joined here by another racer from the GT3 series, Oblitus.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. So I was just going through what the series is. This qualifying was only 4 minutes long.
Oh, that would mean the first lap counts for everything.
Yeah.
One mistake and it's gone.
Currently, no one has set a lap time. And there is 22 seconds left.
Oh, pressure's on for everyone.
I think Harley will be the first one to set his lap, because he's just coming down the straight now. I don't think that was a valid lap. It was not. Okay. Maybe Walter will be the first to set his lap. This is where it gets tense. No one has set a lap. They can't go for another lap. The session is over. When they come around the line now, that's it. And they only had 3 tyres over the entire weekend. So Walter, a 2:12.6 for Walter. Currently sitting P1. Bracefield has come into the pits and not set a time. Ellis in P2. Sven is in 3rd currently. Then Brennan and Howes. Phillips goes ahead with a 12.5. A lot of people have missed out on their times. Bracefield is in the pit, showing no time. Bevis, Harnett, and Chat, and Bones, both Bevises, no times.
It's easy to do. One mistake and it's all over.
Yeah. Mini Sanders puts himself 8th, unless Harley can do anything about it, as he just approaches the last corner now. I don't think he's going to make it in time. He goes 11th. Interesting. So 11th to 18th did not set a valid time. That's Chat, Bracefield, Hayden Bevis, Harnett, Harley, Leonard Scott, Lockie Bevis, and Bones.
Should be an interesting start to race then. An out of order grid always makes for some good action.
Yeah. We had an interesting grid order for the race 1 as well. We had Walter on pole and Phillips in second. It's now reversed. Phillips was on the back within half a second of Walter the whole race. And he just lost it towards the end there. And lost about 7 seconds on him.
Damn. Any mistake?
Yeah, he just got a bit of oversteer and just couldn't hold it.
There you go. Yeah, those two are pretty quick drivers. One mistake and he probably won't make up the time again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
We're 50 seconds away from a start, so we'll find out. We had a few incidents towards the end there, with Jimbo cutting across the track to gain a position on the second last lap, and he didn't hand the position back. So there's a bit of controversy going on there. See what the stewards say post-race. They're just about on start time here, about to get underway.
Got a tip of who's going to take this one, mate?
I think Phillips might take this.
Well, I'll go the other way. Walter's got my vote.
Alright. Now, race 1, they kept it very tidy on that one. So hopefully we'll see the same thing here.
So what's the format? Mandatory pit stop, or are we racing all the way to the
No,
end?
sprint race, 35 minutes, no pit stop.
Green light, give it all you can.
Here we go, race 2 is underway. It's like both of them have got equally good starts as they did in race 1. Phillips taking a commanding line through that first corner. So far it looks like everything's pretty clean throughout the field. So that's good. Hope it stays that way. Less incidents than its first race. I think there's There's already a car that's drifting off behind everyone else. The bone's really tagging along behind. And a Harley at the back as well. They also get a massive tow down that back straight. I think there was a bit of an incident there. Saw a bit of a sliding into the door. Luckily no one spun out. Bracefield's working his way up slowly. Bit of an incident. Hope that wasn't his teammate that knocked him off course. Phillips 0.8 ahead of Walter currently. Well, Ski Luke going up the inside. Backs out of it. Looks like Gavin gave up a position there to his teammate Howes. Wonder if that was tactical. No, Chat has moved offline to let another car pass. That was Bevis from Gold Team. So don't know what's happened with Gavin there. Phillips still in the lead, almost a second ahead of Walter. You got this little battle going on just behind them.
It's a good battle at the back of the pack as well. Bevis Jr. is trying to get the better of his dad.
Look at that. Oh, oh!
Bit of contact from behind.
A lot of contact there.
Is that 3 wide down the main straight too?
I think that's almost 4 wide down there.
Yep, it is. What's going to happen
no.
down the... What happens into turn 1?
Oh, and the 2 black teammates. Team Black. Oh, no. So, someone's pulled up ahead there. It's Ellis. He seems to have come out on top there. And oh no, the teammates have come together.
Contact, big. Got lucky there though.
Very lucky. They're definitely going to be having a chat between themselves in the office after that. Don't want to see the teammates taking each other out.
going to happen when this toe breaks at the end of the straight.
I think that was Gavin just going a bit wide.
A bit is probably the understatement of the century there.
Just confused the blue stuff with the track. Brennan currently fastest on track. Oh, there's been a big incident. That was Bracefield. What's happened here? Oh, he just got straight into the side of the number 4 car of Clown. See a lot of damage on the side of that. A bit behind, we've got Bevis and Chat fighting it out. Team members. I think they've forgotten they're on a team.
That was a mega dive down the inside there by 17.
Yeah. I think he must have missed. Oh, another incident. This is Hayden. What's he done? Oh, he's just been tapped from behind. Ever so slightly. Seems like that position was handed back, but he's lost a lot of ground on the rest of them. We'll say the gloves are out. Gloves are off on this second race.
They are definitely playing for keep.
It's brutal.
Bones is looking to make a move down the end of the straight here.
They're going to keep it nice and clean.
It's too wide behind him.
It's going to be messy. Bones and Harley, they're on the team. They're on their own. They're teammates. Don't want to be causing incidents.
No, and this battle's also costing them a lot of time.
What happened there with Harley?
He just had a big moment in there at the outside, bit of oversteer. He's caught it, didn't lose any spots for it.
And managed not to
In
take
fact,
anyone out.
I think he actually gained one during it.
I think he lost out to the. 'Cause he was just behind Bones. He's now got Mini right behind him.
And Minnie and Hayden both looking to take advantage of the offline there through one.
Lockie and Jimbo going at it.
There's action everywhere.
Don't know where to look.
Hayden's down the inside of Harley.
Oh,
Bit of contact. Kept it together. But that Mandelis has got now a run on Hayden down the main straight.
side
Back
by
straight.
side. Don't know how strong the side draft is on these cars.
They're competing for 15th, but I tell you what, they're battling like they're battling for first.
That's what we like to see. Speaking of first, Phillips has pulled out a 1.2 second lead over Walter. At this point in race 1, Walter was only half a second ahead of Phillips. Ellis goes past Hayden there. Hayden's
Yeah,
gonna
good little
pick up the
crisscross
inside.
maneuver to get the line. It's been done back to him,
Yeah.
and he's lost out. Ellis has lost out. But something tells me this battle is not going to stop there.
I don't think this battle's going to stop until one of them hits each other. Harley's come off the track. See what happened here. Well, that was a mistake on his own, or he was tapped. No, he's just lost the rear end. Managed to save it, keep it out of the wall.
Bones with a big move on Chatton to turn 1. Runs it wide. Well wide.
Ooh, almost contact there.
He's given it back.
He's also lost another position out of that as well.
That was the one he gave back.
Oh, to Jimbo.
I believe so, yeah.
Also looked like Howes backed out there as well. There's a lot of shuffling positions going on.
There is.
And it's weird because they're between teams, not teammates. Jimbo sailing. No, that's Bones sailing past Jimbo.
Yeah, it just shows how effective that toe is.
Especially if you get a poor run through that corner leading onto the straight. Breno going a bit wide there. Out of track limits. There's a lot of times that are out of track limits here. See a lot of red times. Contact. There's a bit of contact there between Ellis and Jimbo. I believe it was Jimbo. Gold don't seem to be having a good day today. Doesn't seem to be their track. I think after winning race 1, or the first event, they're gonna lose out here. They're gonna lose that very small lead that they have.
Another good move up in 4th too by Harnett to get around Luke for 4th place.
Luke's going to want that back, but I don't think he's got the pace to keep up with Harnett. See he's really gaining on this straight. 2/10 from 4/10.
Meanwhile, back in 12, there's some weaving going on by Gav, trying to break the toe, with Howes at the very front of the queue.
There's also a lot of in-team fighting going on just behind them.
There's 4 cars in a row that haven't met the apex there. Make it 5.
Ellis gets past his teammate Bones. Hopefully he didn't make that too hard for him. You know, mini Sanders here in a gold team sandwich. bit of a snap there. Managed to hold it. Still just over 1 second between Phillips and Walter. Gap's not growing, and Walter doesn't seem to be gaining any ground back. Phillips keeps this nice and tidy. He's probably got it. He's also got fastest lap. Breno stuck his nose up there inside of Gavin. Really wants that position.
He's
Breno's
got the
a
run
great
too.
run.
He's got the run.
Gonna get that position easy. See if he can catch up to.
If he can get back in the tow, he might get help.
Gavin is still there right beside.
He's not going to yield, is he?
Oh no.
The crisscross is on.
Yeah, Gavin's gonna go just way too wide. Gavin's got the inside here. Get that back. Breno manages to just stick on the outside. Yeah, he managed to hold it.
Moved across with the perfect spacing.
Great move from Breno there.
Gav's had a big moment in the second last corner. Left him open to bones.
Skinny Luke is back onto the rear bumper of Harnett again. I think Harnett has caught up to Sven. His teammate seems probably slowing him down a bit, allowing Luke to catch up a bit. If I was Harnett right now, I'd want to be getting past Sven as quickly as possible. Build a gap to Skinny Luke. And hope Sven defends that position.
I believe that's the halfway mark as well. Been a bit spoilt so
We're
far.
a bit past the halfway mark. 35-minute race, so
Seen some good racing.
they're still pretty close on track too. It's like Harnett has gotten past. No, not yet. Here we go. Take it here. Sven's kind of left the door open for Skinny Luke to come charging through. That was not a good move. That was poorly timed from Sven. See what Harnett does here. Will he hold up Skinny Luke a bit and allow Sven to get back past? Or will he just try and
Playing the team game.
Well, it's all about points. It looks like Black Team is going to score a lot of points if they finish in this order. Gold Team are going to be the biggest losers. of oversteer there.
That was a huge moment, wasn't it?
Bit of a brown pants
Well,
moment.
well recovered. Well recovered. Lost a little bit of time. Oh no. We thought Gav's moment was big. But he's had a big moment in the back. He's dropped him all the way to last.
See what happened here.
I think he just lost it all on his own, to be honest.
Well, the replay it shows him out, you know, fairly ahead of. Oh, he's. Yeah.
It's an unforgiving track, unfortunately, for Ricard. Oh no, Clown has done it as well, I think. If you want to check the replay on that one.
It just seems he's just gone straight off the track.
Looks like he's lost 2 spots so far from that.
I don't know what happened there. Gavin and Bevis have had an incident as well. Oh, yep. Gavin has come back onto the track and clipped the front of Hayden Bevis. Bones as well. There's a lot of incidents happening right about now. And yeah, he just lost it himself.
Maybe fatigue's coming into it.
Fatigue or tyres? Don't know.
Looks like there might be a good move up the inside, or up the outside of 1 by Hayden. Too wide into turn 1.
That was close.
Well, they're good friends, but they're driving very competitively here. The positions change almost every corner.
Yeah. Checking on the leaders again. Still the same. Nearly 2 seconds now between Walter and Phillips.
Oh no, there's big contact in the back too.
Oh, yep. See what happened there. Oh. Gavin's come back onto the track and drifted over for the next corner. And they've just overlapped slightly. Sven is dropping back a fair bit. And Harnett seems to have pulled a gap on Ski as well. But now Sven is in trouble from behind.
Maybe using too much tyre too early.
He's got Skinny Luke just ahead. And Brennan just behind. Walter is still 1.7 off Phillips. Phillips holding the best lap of the race, 2:12.8. We've got Breno in a fight here with Clown. And Bevis, Lucky Bevis as well. Imagine we'd see Breno just blitz through these guys. He hasn't really performed that well this race, Breno. Clown sitting very defensively here.
Yeah, Breno's looking at that move. Strong defense there by Clown.
Yeah. He also had the toe ahead as well to help him. Don't know if that was a tactical team move or just luck. See how long he can hold Breno off for. Absolute commanding lead by the front two. 23 seconds between Walter and Harmon.
Breno's got the flashes on.
He wants that position.
Yeah, trying to distract Clown. Hasn't worked, unfortunately. Not on this occasion, anyway.
He keeps the pressure on here. Might just get it done.
Just got to force that mistake. Trying a couple of different lines as well, just try and get a run. It's worked.
Couldn't really use it for much there.
Oh, too much oversteer.
Clown just had the better run out of that corner for the straight.
Yeah.
Breno
Looked
just
good
got a bit
until
too
he had that
greedy.
little bit of oversteer, yeah.
Yeah, Breno just got a bit too greedy and went for the move just before the straight on the slower line.
Breno looks to the inside.
See if he can pull this out.
Drifted it wide.
Clown can get
Leads
back
him
on the
open.
crisscross here. Just wasn't able to hold it through there.
Very respectful there from Clown as well.
Very good racing, yes. Now Lockie, he's in the targets for Breno. Hayden's had another incident with Gavin Chat on the straight. Oh no! Oh, that's a big off.
Breno's got the move done into turn one as well. On Lockie.
Watch that back. Oh, very easy. Very easy. Brennan moving up on Sven.
It's been an uneventful race at the front, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They're both just holding steady, controlling the pace. 4 minutes remaining, so might see 3 more laps.
Skinny Luke is currently the highest placed gold team. So he'll want to keep this position.
He's
as-
under pressure though.
Yeah, he needs to keep this position to really kind of get gold team some points.
Yeah, the two battles at the moment. Sven, and it looks like Mini Sanders trying to make a move on House.
That shouldn't be too much of a battle. They're teammates. Sven is one of the new guys to this series. He's only joined up for this race. Missed the first event at Zandvoort.
I think Hayden had another incident and he's parked it up,
He's
unfortunately.
he's gone back to pits. It must have been a really bad incident. Because he's teleported to pits.
Or he's had a little bit of damage from one of the earlier incidents. He's had a few moments in the last couple of laps and maybe he's just called it.
Yeah, he's just pulled over, stopped the car.
Right, man, leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
1 lap to go. Sven has to do it this lap.
What's the lap times of the leaders at the moment?
2:13 Phillips and 2:14 Walter last lap.
It's a good pace.
Very good pace. Breno doing 2:13 in 8th.
Can Sven get this move done?
He hasn't had a good run
No.
there.
No,
like
but
he's gonna
honest,
lose
he's
out
left
to
him
Brennan.
open to Brennan behind. He's got that done easy in the end.
See if Brennan can now use this position to get that position of Ski Luke.
He hasn't got long left to do it.
Only a few corners left.
Or does Sven try and return the favour and get it back? He's got the run.
There goes Phillips to take the checkered flag.
Leader has
2
finished the
seconds
race.
ahead of Walter. There's a bit of a exchange there. Last corner for them. Skinny Luke's manages to just hold on, taking that 4th for Gold Team. Howes managed to stay on and keep that position. Maybe it was a team reasons that they didn't go for the overtake and just stuck together. Who knows? But overall, that was a good a lot of incidents in that race. There were a lot of incidents in that race.
Might have been a lot of incidents, but there was a
And
lot of quality overtaking.
Exactly, yeah. There was a lot of good racing as well.
Well, that was a good run. Do you want to run us through where they ended up?
So, top 10 were Phillips, Walter, Harnett, Luke, Brennan, Sven, Bracefield, Ellis, Clown, and Bevis. Lockie Bevis, rounding out the top 10. And then we had Howes, Sanders, Harley, Jimbo, Bones, Chat, Hayden Bevis, and Leonard Scott in 18th, who looks like I don't think he took part in the race. Showing no times there. And then obviously Hayden with a DNF a few laps to the end. So we had 18 drivers in total, 16 finishes.
Looks like you're right anyway. Your man Phillips got the win.
Yep, called it. I'll take that.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So that was a very interesting race to finish out the second round of the BMW ATR Teams Challenge. Very, very interesting that was.
Some good battles all the way through the pack, hey?
Yeah.
Might have been quiet up the front, but I believe it was 3rd through 6th had a couple of good battles, and then the entire back half of the field constantly rotating positions.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
So in 2 weeks, we've got the next event, round 3, at Bathurst. And the next 3 events, it's a change of format. They won't be racing 2 races, 35 minutes. And there's no qualifying. It's all going to be reverse grid championship standings of their individual races and 75-minute races. With, I think there is a pit stop as well. So it should be interesting, should be a bit of a shake-up. We'll see what they can...
Sounds like carnage to me.
Oh, at Bathurst? Yeah, I think it's going to be carnage.
He who is patient will probably take it, I think.
Yep. So these were the standings before this race. These are definitely not going to be the standings after this race. We'll have to see what they are. But that was, round 2. I hope to see most of you back in 2 weeks for round 3, where I might have another guest commentator jumping on, as it seems to be the case. One for a new one for each race. So we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.